You get recruited the way most job offers arrive on your planet. A drop pod lands on your village, and the only survivor gets a career change. Congratulations, you've been noticed by the Adeptus Astartes. This is the best thing that will ever happen to you. According to the man holding the gun to your head while he says it, the selection trial has 4 stages. Stage 1 is a foot race across a minefield. Stage 2 is the same minefield, but now it's on fire. Stage 3 is unarmed combat against the last kid who beat you in Stage 1. Stage 4 is optional, but only because everyone who reaches it is already dead. You win. You didn't train for this. Nobody trains for this. You just wanted to live slightly longer than the boy next to you. And it turns out that's the entire selection criteria. They don't call you a space marine yet. They call you a neophyte, which is Latin for not yet worth the paperwork. Your first briefing is a single sentence. Welcome to a 10-year probationary period where the onboarding process involves surgery. Nobody explains what happens if you fail the probationary period. You stop asking after you notice there's no exit interview. The implant starts slowly, which somehow makes it worse. Organ 1 is a second heart, installed by a chirurgeon who hums while he works, the same 3 notes, over and over, like he's trying to remember a song from before any of this. Organ 2 lets you breathe underwater, on ash, in vacuum, basically anywhere except the one moment you'd actually like to hold your breath and disappear. By Organ 6, you've stopped counting. You just wake up sore in a new way and assume it's Tuesday. The recovery ward doesn't have beds. It has slabs. The nurse, if that's what she is, checks your vitals by seeing if you flinch. You've learned not to. Flinching goes in a file. Files follow you. Training is run by a scout sergeant named Voss, who has been a scout sergeant for 40 years, which either means he's extremely good at his job or extremely bad at getting promoted, and he will not tell you which. Voss's teaching method is one sentence, repeated with escalating volume until someone dies or understands it. Cover means you can't be seen. Then louder. Cover means you can't be seen. Then someone gets seen. Then it's very loud. You learn to move without sound. You learn to wait in one position for 11 hours without your body reminding you it's a body. You learn that the phrase, "we lost contact with the training squad," is something Voss says the way other people say, "good morning." Here's the part. Nobody tells recruits. Being a scout isn't a stepping stone to being a marine. It's a separate career with a much higher failure rate and none of the name recognition. Full battle brothers get statues. Scouts get listed as expended in a report nobody reads. You ask Voss when you become a real marine. He looks at you like you asked when you become a real person. When the chapter says so, he says, which is never, if you keep asking. Your first deployment is reconnaissance on a world where the local population has started worshipping something that lives underground and doesn't like to be looked at directly. Your job is to look at it directly and report back. Nobody explains what happens to the last 3 scouts who did this job. You assume it's in a file somewhere next to yours. You spend 6 days in cover so tight your second heart starts sinking with the first one just to save space. You watch things move under the soil that shouldn't have muscles, shouldn't have that many joints, shouldn't be aware that you're there. And then, on day 5, one of them turns its head toward your position and holds perfectly still, exactly as still as you are, for 11 minutes, before it loses interest and goes back to whatever it was doing. You do not put that part in the report. Some things you decide are between you and the thing under the ground. You make it back. Half your squad doesn't. The debrief is 4 minutes long and ends with someone handing you a data slate that says adequate. You keep the slate. It's the nicest thing anyone in this organization has ever called you. Voss finds you afterward. He doesn't say good job. He says you didn't flinch. Coming from him, this is a wedding toast, a promotion, and a hug all at once. And none of it happens on your face because you've learned not to let things happen on your face anymore. Here's what they don't put in the recruitment poster. Some scouts make it to full battle brother. Most don't. Most spend their whole service as exactly what they are right now. Not quite trusted, not quite finished. The probationary period that never technically ends just gets survived, one deployment at a time, until either the chapter decides you're ready or the universe decides for them. You used to think you were waiting to become something. Now you understand you already are something. You're the one who didn't flinch. You're the one who came back. You're the file that doesn't say expended yet. Nobody promises you a statue. Nobody promises you the black armor and the name that gets remembered. What you get is the next mission, and the one after that, and the strange quiet fact that you're still here, still watching. Still, the only line between the thing under the ground and everyone who's never going to know it exists. That turns out to be enough of a reason to stay very, very still.